Welcome to Watches with Dennis, and today I want to give my first thoughts on the Oris AquisPro 4000m. Oris has decided to throw its hat into the ring of the ultra deep dive watch and have issued this massive iteration of their popular Aquis line. First, let's get some specifications out of the way. This watch is 49.5 millimeters in diameter. It's 55 millimeters lug to lug. It has a thickness of 23.4 millimeters, and as the name would suggest, offers 4,000 meters of water resistance. The case is made out of titanium. The dial features a gradient blue wave pattern. There's a date function at the 6 o'clock position, and the watch comes with a blue rubber strap that does have a titanium fold-over clasp. The watch is powered by the popular Oris in-house caliber 400. That is a 120-hour power reserve 4 Hz movement. And this watch is featured on Oris's website at $6,200 US. So, in terms of my first thoughts, I think the logical thing to do here is to sort of compare this Oris to the Rolex Deep Sea Challenge and the Seamaster Ultra Deep, which are two very famous titanium ultra depth rated dive watches. Granted, the Seamaster does have some steel versions as well, but I think for keeping this as apples to apples as possible, we're going to go ahead and use the titanium version. So in terms of those three watches, as you can see on the screen, I've got the stats all displayed so you can really get a feel for which watch is best or worse in terms of diameter, depth rating, price, and so forth. I would describe this watch as unwearable, just like I felt the same for the Seamaster Ultra Deep and the Rolex Deep Sea Challenge. I'm sure that's actually not true, and some of you, feel free to comment below, probably could pull this watch off. I couldn't, but some of you might be able to. But I'm just not sure what exactly this is proving. I guess it's a technological flex, the ability to make a watch that can go this deep, even though this level of depth is beyond practicality, and results in what I feel are absurdly shaped and sized watches. I know I have seen others online indicate they were excited and did purchase Rolex Deep Sea Challenge watches or Seamaster Ultra Deeps, and so I'm sure this will fare along those lines as well. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if we hear about more of these actually getting out in the wild, because the price point is quite a bit more approachable. Much more in the realm of a sort of mid-tier luxury price point, depending on how you define that, of course. But ultimately, I don't really get it. I think the wave pattern that they've gone with on the dial is way too reminiscent of something you would expect out of Omega. The movement choice is logical and right, but the caliber 400 is readily available in a number of other Oris products at this point that are far more wearable. I do really enjoy how they've applied the lume here. As you would expect, the dive watch is well lumed, but I like the use of the green lume once you reach the 15-minute marker on the bezel, going all the way to where the lume pip resides. It just provides a nice taste of contrast, more so than when you might see just one hand, like the minute hand, being a different color than everything else. But that's really it. I know watches often go in cycles, and we see the manufacturers respond to that. For example, 2022 was the year of the green dial. A few years ago, there was a wave of bronze-cased watches. For the last several years, we've been seeing a big fondness for integrated sports watches in steel. Maybe the watch buying public at large is interested in beyond practical depth rating specifications that wear like tuna cans. I know the Seiko tuna is a popular look, but the thickness here, I believe, is getting a little out of hand. That said, if that's what appeals to you and you want to wear a giant tuna fish can on your wrist, this watch is a lot more approachable than what Omega and Rolex are charging. And while the depth rating is significantly lower than either of those two watches, it is important to bear in mind just how excessive this is. Take that 4,000 meters of water resistance and compare it to what my understanding is as the deepest dive that a human has ever done, which was 610 meters. So, overall, to me, this is a gimmick watch and not really worth buying. But of course, your mileage may vary. Those are my first thoughts. Comment yours below. Do you enjoy this watch? Are you planning to buy it? I'd be interested to know what about the watch checks enough boxes to make it worth the purchase price. So if you're one of those individuals, leave a comment. I'd enjoy reading it. Other than that, if you enjoyed the video, please click the like button. If you want to be notified when I release new videos, go ahead and click the subscribe button. If you'd like to support the channel further, I have a link in the video description to my 99-cent a month club. And finally, if you enjoy doing watch discussions in a text format, I do have a Discord channel. There is an invite in the video description. There's no cost. Feel free to join that and participate in the discussion. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a really good day.